Who know about the grapefruit? Raise your hand.
Go ahead, pull it
Yeah. Put the video up there. You know I'm here. I'll put the video up there. You know that. All right. So while they're passing out the bags, that game, that little relay race, we call that the obstacles of love, right? That's what we call it. And you all know as well as I do, if you've been married any amount of time, there are many obstacles that you will have to get over and through to maintain the love in your marriage, right? Right. So, some are high, some are low, but as long as you are married, I don't care if you've been married 11 years. Otis, how long y'all been married? 33 years. Archie, how long you been married? 2. Look at that. 2, 33. You gonna have them, they gonna have them. The amount of time you've been together makes no difference. Right. They will come up in your life, all right? So, what we're gonna do now, while they're getting ready, we're gonna move into another teaching that will be presented by my wife and I, that will kind of deal with some of the obstacles that we go through now. All right? We're gonna talk about that. After we finish, we're gonna ask a few questions, and then we're gonna party. That all right? Dylan McIntyre has challenged everybody into a dance-off. Dylan, raise your hand. Don't get shy now, raise your hand. Dylan has challenged everybody to a dance-off. All right? So, hopefully technology will work, and you all watch this quick clip.
After 27 years.
Wrongfully convicted of a crime have to do with me. That's a question. You can answer it. If you choose to. Somebody said no idea? No idea. Another no idea? Great. Good. That's what I want to hear. All right. Oh, somebody called? Yes.
Being accused of something He said being accused of something that he didn't do.
In marriage.
In
all right.
marriage.
So, go ahead, Mom.
What do you think about the person who falsely accused him? What do you think about that person? I can't hear wrong. Yeah. Okay. Anybody? Oh, they were wrong. They were wrong. Okay. Okay.
So what if I were to tell you that you all in here are maybe guilty of doing the same thing in your marriage? He was accused of murder, all right? Some of you all are accused or have been accused of things that you do in your marriage. Our discussion topic for this evening is mistaken identity. Why we wrongfully accuse our spouses of crimes they didn't commit. All right? That's what we're going to talk about. All right. So crimes, when you hear the word crime, you normally think murder, stealing, drugs, right? That's what you normally think, right? Hold on. This is an interactive talk, so I forgot to say that. Yeah.
We know it's heavy.
Yeah, it's interactive. So if I ask a question, you can respond. So let me try this again. So when I say crime, you normally think drug selling, murder, stealing, right? Right. But another definition of crime is also things that have been done to you that are shameful and evil. All right? So that's what we're going to discuss tonight. We're not going to hold you long, but we just feel like it's important that we give you more than just a party, give you more than just funny games and tissue, stuff like that. We want to give you something to leave here with, all right? All right. I already did that. Yeah.
So the acronym, we have an acronym for crime, is continual relationship issues that marriage experience. Continual relationship issues that marriages experience. We have listed, it's a lot of different crimes that you could do in your marriage, but we have narrowed it down to 4. So abuse, whether it's sexual, verbal, or physical. rejection, never socially accepted, which causes insecurity that make you feel you are not good enough. Infidelity, cheating on your spouse. Abandonment, loss of love. So that could be from your parent, from another partner. It doesn't necessarily happen to be from your marriage. It can have happened in your childhood, but you're still carrying it. You're still bringing it into your marriage.
All right, so my wife just named 4. So we're going to go over those again one more time and maybe point out a few things. So the first one we're going to deal with is, let's deal with abuse first. Let's deal with abuse. Abuse, sexual, physical, or emotional. Abuse is when you use something outside of the intent that it was meant to be. That's abuse. I'm sorry. Oh, yes. My wife is visual. Abuse. You can abuse food, drugs, power. All right? Physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse. So what happens is if you have been sexually abused, God forbid, if you have in this room, I pray that you're healed. But what happens is, it happens, maybe let's say it happened in your childhood, and whoever did it to you is never brought to justice, right? So what happens is, you sit with that for years, God forbid if it happened to you most of the time. You sit with that for years and years. It goes away, so you think, right? Then you get married, and you think it's over with, right? But then your spouse does or says something that triggers back that same memory, right? Triggers, let me spouse. Am I right? Who would be honest? Who knows for a fact that has started some arguments in the household? Let's flip it. What about physical abuse? You was with some fool that used to put his hands on you. He is a fool. Or she. Some women too. Quick minute. I had a friend of mine, this had nothing to do, that his aunt, was physically abusive. Used to take the scissor and threaten to cut her husband's baby toe off. That just came to me. I had to get that off my chest. Anyway. True story. Used to put the scissor up and try to cut the man. Do you know how humiliating that? Not just that you beat me, but that you threatened to cut my baby toe off. I digress. Physical abuse. You went through a relationship where you were the victim of physical abuse. How would that manifest itself? One thing, say it again. Everybody what?
Everybody get a turn.
That's Keisha's cousin, y'all. That's her fool. That's Keisha, people. No. What it tends to do is cause you to be a little bit more angrier than normal. Yes. Right? A little bit more angrier than normal. Because I don't want to be sexist, but more than likely the abuse was probably done by a man to a woman. Is that safe to say? Is that safe to say? More than likely, it's normally man or woman, right? So let's go back to the trigger. He come home from work one day, tired, not in a good mood. You say something, and he snap, right? You know what a trigger acts as? As a time machine. It takes you back to that abusive relationship. And you ain't having that no more. I went through that with this fool. I'm not going through this with this fool. I'm not having that. So if you snap at me, we going at it. And there's some women that would duke up with you. Blow for blow, jab for jab. It's not a good thing. Yeah. It's not a positive. Yeah. I'm not encouraging violence. Yeah. But look at this stuff that's going on that we've all just let accumulate and just sit in us and then walk down the aisle with all that foolishness. Right? And talk about your happily ever after. Come to stuff like this. We thank you for coming. Smile, have a good time. But that stuff is in us. I'm not going to say you, it's in us. And when the right word is said, the right action, it's going to come out. Right? Let's move on. Oh God, infidelity. That was Keisha's idea. They see it. She's visual. Infidelity. I stepped out on you, you stepped out on me. In your previous relationship, right? Not me. The dude you used to be with, the woman you used to be with, was a little loose with it. Believe me, I'm editing my words, trust me. Loose with it. Then you get married, right? You get a text. Innocent, you just walk off reading. Where you going? Bring me that phone. Baby, it's my mama. She asked me, then I want some biscuits. That's all it was. Why you turning your phone face down? Whoever said that? Whoever, be honest. Who has ever asked their spouse why they turn their phone face down? Raise your hand. I'm straight. Yeah. Stuff like that. Who you talking to? Where you going? I knew it. I knew it. I know everybody in here has had an I knew it moment. We're not going to point people. I saw some fingers going. But it causes you to become a detective without the badge. Everything your spouse does, you snooping. Can't be on social media. Is that fair? No. Is it? Was it fair for that gentleman to be locked up for something he didn't do? Is it fair for me to have to always defend myself for something I clearly didn't do, but because you never dealt with that joker that used to cheat on you, now I'm locked up. Doing life with you. Hold on, no, I just, look, wait a minute. No. She's straight. We straight. That was just a reflex. She was over there. I was thinking about the plunger game. That's all. Yeah. Now, if you've been in multiple relationships where infidelity was the crime committed against you, maybe it's you. Maybe you're choosing the wrong spouse. Maybe you're looking for the wrong thing or allowing the wrong thing to be found in you. Infidelity. Let's move on. Rejection. This is a simple one. You just heard no all your life. Started from elementary, kickball. Nope, too short. Too slow, too fat, too skinny. Nope, don't want you on my team. No, can't play basketball. No, I ain't going to the prom with you. Your mama didn't got enough money. No. I don't know how your prom dress going to be. She might sew it herself. No, I ain't going with you. No, you didn't get into this university. No, you can't get this car, not with a 300 credit score. No. All your life you heard no, then you bring this into a marriage. Happily ever after. The first time your spouse says no to you for anything, whether it's from macaroni and cheese or do you want cater, it immediately triggers all the other no's you heard in life. So guess who's gonna get locked up for that? You. Because what happens is the mind, when that trigger hits, the mind goes back to when it happened to you, and it's almost like it sees a person from the distance walking towards it, but it can't make out who it is. I see a silhouette. It's getting close, it's getting familiar. I know who that is. I can say this. It's that crazy girl named Tracy used to go out with. Sorry, darling. That's a friend of his. It's a true story. That's crazy Tracy. She gonna go through your car while you in the club. True story. She gonna steal your key while you in the shower. True story. She gonna ask you or tell you if I come in the club and see you dance with anybody, it's on. Mind you, we weren't together no more. Crazy Tracy. Nice person. But she had gone through, to be honest, she had gone through a lot. She went through abuse. She was with a guy that used to beat her. Right? And another example, me and her hadn't been dating. We weren't even dating yet. We was at this is like in the 90s. Joking to this where sometimes when them triggers come, it's time to go. Especially if you haven't put the ring on the finger yet, go tell this to the single people. Single people, let me give y'all something real quick. I'm talking to this table right now.
Okay.
If you catch the trigger before the ring and see that, you better move. It will save you a lifetime of heartache. Long story short, we was jumping around one day, like, she got mad and stormed in the kitchen. Came out with a knife and put it to my throat, leaned me all the way back. I'm like, look at this fool, it's crazy. That was my reaction, but then I ended up finding out that she had an abusive relationship too. A lot of the stuff we do, it's not just because we are crazy the way I titled her. You've been through something you haven't dealt with it yet. Mom?
So you gotta deal with it.
Oh, all right. Hashtag, you gotta deal with it. All right. Now, to me, rejection and the next one kind of go hand in hand. All right. This is the last one, right?
Yeah.
Abandonment. She's visual. Somebody walked out on you. Somebody walked out on you by force or by choice. Force would be like a death of a family member, like a parent death. That's by force. They didn't have a decision in the matter. Choice, deadbeat dad. Deadbeat mama. Yeah. Abandonment. The sense of being left alone. Unfortunately, sometimes at a young age. And how do you deal with that? Used to being by yourself, no support system, especially during your critical years, if during your childhood days. Abandonment. You left me when I needed you most. When I needed you most. You were not there when I needed somebody to tell me how to be a man. You abandoned me by force or by choice. Right? So now, I'm used to people leaving me, so I ain't having that. So I hold on to every relationship I get with a chokehold. That's one of the ways abandonment will show itself. Wow. You ain't going nowhere. You going to play basketball? Well, hand me my Converse. I'm going to. I'm going to shoot. I'm a shoot. Abandonment. You can't go nowhere. I'm used to people leaving me. So either I choke you and hold on to you, or the minute you show a sign that you might leave, delete, never contact out of my phone, it's gone. I'm done with you. Abandonment. We bring all this stuff into our marriage. Unresolved issues. Right. That somebody else is the culprit. Right. He long or she long gone. But who dealing with it? You. It is crazy to me for me to sit in a jail cell, a prison cell, for a crime that I did not commit. That makes no sense. Right? Right. So what do? How do we get over these issues? First of all, you got to recognize your triggers, right? When somebody says something to you, touches you in the wrong way, like I told you about my coworker, you got to recognize when that feeling is bubbling up inside of you. Normally, it'll show itself in a physical manner. You start getting short of breath, a little sweaty, You start getting hot, loss of breath, tears up, maybe you might start crying. Because your mind has made a decision that we ain't never going back there no more. I ain't dealing with that no more. I will not be hit again. I will not be abandoned again. You're not going to cheat on me again. I ain't dealing with no more no's. So the minute that stuff starts coming, your body is going to react because it's used to it. It's been there. My pastor was teaching Wednesday night about Bible study, or at Bible study, and he said if him and his wife spend a certain amount of money, the next month it's got to be back in there because zeros don't feel good to him no more because he used to be there when the bank account was at zero. Same thing with you. That punch you used to get, that don't feel good. I'm not going back there no more. I will never be hit again. I will never be abandoned again. Ever. So I'm gonna do something about it. I'm gonna get you before you get me. That's really, I'm gonna get you before you get me. But it's not right. And I didn't do it. If I walk over here and hit Joaquin, and he jump on me, I earned that. That's me. That's me. I earned that. But if Jackie smack him, and he jump on me, you gotta explain, help me get why that makes sense. Say it again, you said that. You don't want to hear it. But he want to beat me down. I didn't touch you. Yeah, say it again, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so that's like they were accusing him for something that cheated.
Right.
Something like that. Yeah.
This stuff shows up all the time if you don't deal with it. Because your body, you can't deal with that injustice that you feel. That you got away with doing something to me. You got away with it. It's okay, cool, but it won't happen again. So what do we do? How do we solve these crimes? What do we do?
Now let me just interject here. So I've been through this. When I first got with Savalis, we got married, I thought I was, had forgiven or whatever, moved on with my life. But just certain triggers that apparently I didn't let go. And he was in jail. He was in jail.
Yes.
Okay.
I was locked up.
So yes, he was in jail. So I had to sit back and I had to reflect. And I'm still doing it. I'm still doing that. I'm gonna be transparent. It took a long time for us to mix our money. That was one of my things. I won't, no, we weren't doing that. But that came from a previous relationship. So that's just one of the things. And then I think he knew from the beginning, I was like, I had a short, I was like, I ain't putting up with a bunch of stuff. Like, you be out the door, right? Because I checked you out before I ran you. I did. I mean, it may sound crazy, but when you've been through something like that, I even told him the last time he had a speeding ticket. I ran him down at Wake County. It's that serious. But see, that was the bringing that stuff in. You know what I'm saying? You still need to run them though. But anyway, I'll run them for you. What you do not. That was bringing that stuff in. So I've gotten a whole lot better.
Yes, you have.
A whole lot better.
Yes, you have.
Have I?
Yes, absolutely.
I've gotten a whole lot better. But I had some of that residue, but I thought I was good. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was really good, and I was clean, and I didn't, I was moved on or whatever. But then, thank you for sticking with me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for sticking with me. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. See, just to touch off that, I was able to, I knew because, like, if you all don't know Keisha is a talker. Right? So,
Yeah.
so when we first met, within, I would say 2 weeks, I knew her life story.
Ain't no need to hold back.
She knew I liked the Cowboys and the Tar Heels, everybody. But she told me everything. She was very transparent. So when stuff would like come up and arise in our relationship, thank God I was able to figure out, oh, okay, you think I'm him. Okay, I get it. Quick story. We went on a date one time. I had a green Ford Explorer. She got in the truck. We was going, I think we was going to see Bad Boys 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I got in, I shut the door, and she slammed the door real hard. Boom! I didn't care the truck was over. And she went, oh, I'm sorry. Did I slam your truck too hard? I was like, nah, you good. Where did that come from? The dude she was seeing before me had said something to her about his vehicle. So when she did that, she was expecting me to react. She had a moment of mistaken identity. I was not him. It's a truck. It'll be all right. Plus, I see the potential. So I ain't gonna let a slam door stop me from doing this. That's called foreplay. That's called foreplay. Now, if you got a good thing, you don't let a door slam stop you from getting what your good thing. Really. You work through it. We all got issues in here. Every table. We all got baggage. We've all been the victim or a perpetrator of some of this stuff up here. But we work through it. Because it's worth it. I hope you feel like the person you're with is worth it. Right? Are they? All right, so I think we're about, real quick, yeah, go ahead.
We're going to talk about...
So how do we solve these issues?
Right.
Real
How
quick.
you solve the issues?
We're talking about crimes.
You look and find the things that you know you have experienced. So, like I said, I had to reflect on, like I said, I thought I was over, finished with that or whatever, but I had to really sit down and take a hard look at myself and see what was still inside of me, which I thought I got rid of. And I did that. You establish a time frame. When did this happen to me? Was it childhood, or, was it with, if you happen to have been married before, was it with another person? Who did this to me? Then you establish a motive. Why did the person do this to me? Was it because of jealousy, envious, revenge? But why? Why did the person, generational curses? I mean, you could go that deep because it's real deep. Why? Why is this happening to me? So what you need to do is speak to a witness. Go back, talk to people who may have known about your situation. Family members, co-workers, whoever was present at the time that this, whatever happened to you, And then you do the sketch artist. You visualize the person responsible for the crimes. You see their faces and realize it's not who you thought it was. It's not your spouse. You're bringing it in. Okay.
Biblically, if you look at Proverbs 3:30, it says, do not contend with the man for no reason if he has done you no harm. That's the biblical version of it. That's what that means. If I have done nothing to you, don't contend with me. Contend means to fight, to go against, struggle. I didn't do it. Don't contend with a man that has done you no harm. All right? Yeah. So in our closing, the same way my coworker came up to me at the end of the day and apologized, I think some of you all need to go home tonight, have a long conversation with your spouse. First, think about, do I owe you an apology for some of the things that I've accused you of, some of my actions, right? Because she came and explained to me why that touch made her feel uncomfortable, it doused the fire immediately. Now imagine if we was married. That's an argument that we ain't gotta have. They're gonna live 6 months of peace in the house. Am I right? We good for 3 or 4 months of good peace, then some come up. We deal with that. Then we do another 4 or 5 months. Some come up. Am I right? Are we the only ones? Thank you. So some of you all need to go home tonight, have a long conversation with yourself, have a long conversation with your spouse, and unlock the key and let them out of jail. Thank you. Good. So we get ready to party a little bit after all of that deep talk. But before we do that, can we give out our last gift? This is the $50 Roof Chris gift card.